anticipate making, which also leads me to another question, which is now Spencer Jones seems like he's getting a little more reps. Can you talk about how he's progressing as well?
Yeah, I think that we're always looking at personnel that we can use more, and there's some freshmen that are on this team that are very talented, and trying to find something that they can, some way that they can get into the ball game and contribute early on, even if it's just a little piece of the defense, I think will be to our benefit. So we are trying to do that in practice and try to get those guys to where they got a piece of the defense, some different packages that we can roll out there, but some sophomores as well. So that helps us from a standpoint of depth. But you mentioned Spencer. Spencer's a guy that's played a lot of football for us, and he's gone through a few injuries, and he just keeps battling back, and I think he looks better and better in practice, and did some really good things today, and did some nice things in the last ball game, and we'll continue to rotate some of those linebackers through because depth is a great thing.
Great, and can you talk a little bit about the play of the secondary as a unit, but also the progression? We talked about freshman quarterback Donovan Platt.
Yeah, Donovan is a really good athlete. You can see that in practice, and he just sort of stands out. We had a couple of injuries at corner where Cam Jones wasn't able to come back and play for us, and then the next one behind him was Isaiah Morris, and Isaiah had an injury and wasn't able to play as well. So Donovan was running at that third team and stepped up and played in this ball game and did some good things. There's some things that he'll learn along the way where he'll continue to grow and get better and better. And I expect that by the time he leaves here, he'll be one of the best at corner that's played here.
Awesome. My final question, last Saturday's loss, there were a lot of misassignments, tackles, along with being too soft at the point of attack and attending in coverage. What have you done this week in an attempt to overcome those deficiencies?
I think really what we're trying to do is every year that I've been coaching or as a coordinator, I've tried to piece together what we're best at. What are our strengths and what are our weaknesses? How can we best play to our strengths and limit our weaknesses? And from a coverage standpoint, we've mixed it up a little bit, and we still really haven't quit. These first two ball games, as far as what we are as a defense, but a lot of that's got to do with who we're playing against as well. And Coastal Carolina is a team that I may be mistaken, but I think someone told me they were first in the country in 5 different offensive categories last year, and the quarterback coming back and one of the top wide receiver transfers in the Sun Belt was coming to them, and there was an awful lot of talent and speed on that field, and we still had a chance if we stopped that last drive in the fourth quarter. If we stopped that, we got an opportunity to win the football game against them, on their home field. But that was a quality opponent, really, not just a team that wins a little bit. They won a lot these last 2 years. And then UTSA, same thing. Double-figure wins and a quarterback that's been on that team for 6 years, and a lot of speed on the field. And we didn't get it done defensively. And that doesn't mean the season's over for us. We're ready to dig in and keep working and getting better every week. And along the way, we're going to win some football games. So we'll keep working at it and keep getting better, and when we do, our guys will gain more and more confidence.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Nate, Ken McMillan from The Record.
Is that really good?
We'll have Ken in person here. Ken, we'll go to you after.
Oh.
Okay. Good. Okay, Coach, hi, Ken Kraetzer with CaMMVets Media. Yeah, you were talking about the quality of the offenses you just played, and Frank Harris, the UTSA quarterback, had a big day, 32 of 45, 3 touchdowns. Why was he tough to defend, and what would you say your players learned from playing against him?
I don't think many of his passes were way down the field. I think that he was able to take some access throws that were just barely out of the no cover zone. And if you go back and you look at a lot of screens nowadays, that inflates many of the quarterbacks completion percentage. Now he's nothing to take away from him because outstanding quarterback. So 32 completions back when I was a player, man, yeah, you were awful, But 32 completions nowadays is not something that's uncommon. So what we needed to do was we needed to limit the yards after the catch, and then when we had our opportunities to make an interception or make the quarterback pay, we didn't do that. He threw into a couple of coverages that we weren't quite where we were supposed to be, a time or two, and if we're there, then it's a pick. But the first time we played against him, back in 20. We were able to limit his success, and we did a little bit better job of being where we were supposed to be. So we'll continue to get better. We'll keep working on it and get those guys in the right place, and that's our job as coaches. And we'll like I said, we'll find that right coverage that they feel comfortable in, and that's what we'll major in.
And look at your inside linebackers. Leo Lowen and Kelvin Cromie both had 9 tackles in the game. How do you feel like their game is progressing?
You know what? A lot of times linebackers will make many plays because they're in a situation where they get to roam both sides of the field. And I think I like the way those guys played, the last ball game, but still I think both of them would tell you there's some things that they can improve on in their game as well. So making some contact on tackles and making the ball carrier go backwards is a big deal in what we're trying to preach and bring in our feet on contact and stuff like that. And I think those two guys are quality linebackers and will continue to grow. And to be honest with you, we got a bunch of linebackers that'll see playing time, this season. So. Calvin's. I mean, he's athletic now. He can go. He can roll. And Leo came down from free safety and stepped in at the linebacker position and gives us a knowledge of how to defend the pass at that linebacker spot. So I think those two guys are fulfilling their role and doing a good job.
And looking at Villanova, they scored a lot of points, a lot of yards in their first 2 games this year. Connor Watkins, their quarterback, 18 of 27, a lot of yards, 5 touchdowns. What do you see in the Villanova offense that really stands out?
I think they got enough movement in their offense and shifting and motion that keeps you on your toes as far as making your checks and getting lined up and getting your eyes where they need to be. That's a good part of their offense. They split out their offensive linemen, pretty wide to open up some holes for the running backs to run in. And the quarterback does a great job, I think, of throwing a deep ball. I mean, he's got a big arm, and he's got some receivers that can go deep on you. And then the other thing he has, he's got some quickness and speed about him that gets him out of trouble when the play breaks down. He can extend that play and make big yards out of it. So again, for the 3rd week in a row, we'll play a high quality quarterback, and a great challenge.
Quick question: you're getting more pressure on the UTSA quarterback Andre Carter at 2.5 sacks, and Camden O'Garrick came up with 1. Do you feel like you're getting more pressure on the quarterback the way you'd like to?
Well, it depends. If the quarterback's getting it out in 2 seconds or less, then you're not going to get to the quarterback. And I think he averaged. I think I think one of the longest times he held the ball in the second half was around 2.45 seconds, 2.5 seconds, and the ball was coming out in 2.1, 2.2 a lot of times. So to be able to get a sack on him was a major accomplishment. But what we got to do is break on the ball a little bit better, when the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Go to Ken on Zoom.
Hi, Nate. Ken McMillan from the record.
Hello, Ken.
Hey, Nate, what do you think the defense did better against UTSA than you did the first week against Coastal?
Well, we gave up one ball over our head in the red zone. That I wish I had that call back. I had a reason to call what I did, but going back and putting a safety over a freshman corner would have been probably the better thing to do. But other than that, the ball didn't go over our head very much. And I remember looking at the film of UTSA playing against Houston, and again, I was really impressed with Houston's athleticism on defense, how fast they were and big and all, and still UTSA moved the football really well against those guys. And I thought, man, if we can keep the ball from going over our head and give ourselves an opportunity to get off the field on third down, fourth down, then we're going to have a great opportunity to win this game. So did we have a great opportunity to win the game? Absolutely. Did we get it done defensively? Absolutely not. So we got to do a better job on third down. Especially when we're not giving up big plays over our head. We got to tackle better, to limit the yards after the catch. I got to break on the ball a little bit better as well. And then from a coaching standpoint, just do a little bit better job of dispersing the coverage over the field instead of just matching routes.
Does the Villanova offense fit your defense better than, say, the first 2 weeks?
I'm not sure.
Their style of play and.
I thought going into the Coastal game, I thought they did a lot of things that we see and defend well, but their athletes were really good, and at times we got how can I say, we got our eyes out of place, just not seeing the right things. So if Villanova is a team that no, I think they have an offense that is difficult to defend. I do. I think they've got wide zone, they got a tight zone, they've got zone read, they've got pullers, counters. They got 12 personnel, 11 personnel. They go deep. They've got good routes where they they can attack you in each of your coverages, and a quarterback that does a good job delivering the ball and getting out of trouble from pass rush. So, I think they've got a really good offense. I'm impressed with what they do and the success that they've had.
Yeah. Nate, last thing. Jeff's been mentioning about there have been individual breakdowns, there have been technique, fundamentals, etc. But from a collective question, how's your defense playing together? Because you got a lot of new personnel in there. Are they communicating well together? Are they making the right reads together?
I think we're still working on that stuff. I think we're getting better each day. Where we were, last year in the bowl game, are we at that point right now? Probably not. Just still working to get back to that cohesiveness and getting to where we can coach these guys to where they understand us and understand assignment and alignment and technique is something that we work an awful lot of. The fundamentals of the game are incredibly important. I think any coach at any level that has been successful in football would tell you that you better never get away from or have to go back to the fundamentals. So that's something that we're working a lot on, but maybe we haven't quite mastered just yet.
Thanks, Nate.
Sure.
We're all set, Coach. All right, thanks.